Okay, so on this day we are working in Unity because, like I mentioned at the beginning of this week, that this new software that I'm messing around with, Motion, they put out a patch that introduced the import of a 3D avatar instead of just like a two-dimensional screen that you then you project your avatar on type of a thing. So now you actually have a dude that's in there that could also interact with like, the lightings, cast shadows, that you can like actually throw stuff at and they'll like be boffed. But in order to do that, there's a couple of things. For this one, I'll be testing it out with a character from Friends versus Friends. So, to anyone who's played that game, it's a really fun versus game, but it has a really funny story behind it. So, when Friends versus Friends came out, it was maybe like 2 weeks later, something like that, that someone went on Twitter and was like, "Hey, do you want these avatars? I ripped them from the game." And then the developers of the game almost immediately jumped on. We're like, why do that? I mean, we would have willingly given you guys the access to these things. So here's the official file on itch.io. And that was such a surprising like turnaround, kind of an FU to the rippers, and they were just like, yeah, I mean, here. You don't have to do all this nefarious stuff. So that was really cool. And I'll be using the moose for this one. Though he won't stay in the clubhouse that I make because I don't know. I always just feel kind of weird using those characters. So, and anyways, the tutorials that Motion Clubhouse puts out they're really short and they're really concise. So let's see if I can remember how to do all those stuff. So I watched it twice now before and followed along. So this time I'm just going to do it without any sort of background reference and see if I remember how to do it, because this one starts off kind of weird. So for this one, we got to go into Package Manager. Their first recommendation is to go to add package from Git URL, so from GitHub, basically. But I tried that and it didn't really work for me. So their second recommendation, which I'm not surprised, but I'm relieved that they have that second one, is to add package from Tarball. Because the SDK package that they provide is actually a .tgz. I don't know what that is. But Unity is able to look at that and read it for whatever it is and import what you need. I didn't know that. So we're loading right now. Then what I ended up doing was taking... Where am I? Okay, and so what I ended up doing was just dragging in a file that I already have. So what the tutorial already had, though, is that it was already kind of loaded in. Also, I'm still amazed at how late in the game I learned this, but did you know that you could just grab your .blend file and just drag it into Unity, and it will show up? So I also have to put in the textures because those actually do not transfer. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, I do need to swap this out to external so that it will give me a materials folder with which to manipulate the moose. Because right now, also, so then they go up into Motion SDK, SDK Tools. Oh God, you can't see this either. Unless I put it here. Yes, okay, cool. So then we create an avatar scene because that's what we're doing here. That's the entire reason why we're here. Sample scene has empty fields. Oh, for the description. Okay, so right now, if I were to just put this in here, right, he's just kind of this clay figure. So the reason why I did the whole materials thing earlier was so that I could come out here and drag this into here, and now we've got a colored in character. Whoop! And then for fun, so let's say temp, so let's say FVF moose temp, because we're not keeping this character. So I want to add a ragdoll component. Now this was weird. I probably should have used another character to kind of exemplify this, but this was kind of interesting to do. So what I basically have to do is find the situations and what's it called? Kind of translate that to what these are over here. So I need to find the root. So we got the root here, which I don't know if I want to use that root, but that one works. And then I have to find the hips. So I could say this is the pelvis, but if I click on that and I move it, it doesn't actually move the pelvis, it moves the whole guy, right? So we got to find the pelvis. So we've got to control hips here. That doesn't do nothing. Chest, that don't do nothing. None of these do nothing. I forget. Oh, it was spine. Spine was the hips. So anyways, I'm going to fast forward this next part because I kind of forget where some of these things are, and this isn't important anyway. So I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, so I think that's all of the bones. I don't know how to add an action component yet. Yeah, okay, so that's something that I need to read up on later. So right now, this guy is just gonna kind of be static, right? The other thing I want to try to do is see if I can shoulder R. I want to see what happens if I pose them. And this will be important later, in my head anyway, if this exports the way that it should. All right, and so with that, we build the scene and then move on into Motion Studio. Also, while it's loading on a loading bar that you can't see over here, what I didn't know was that this thing stores your information or stores your exports in a folder in your documents. And I don't know how to change that, and I would like to change that just because I don't got a lot of room on my C drive. It should also be noted that if you were in Motion previously and you wanted to make a change or you wanted to add something, and so you open up Unity, do whatever, and then you export it, you do have to close out Motion Studio and then reopen it in order to see your new stoof. Okay, so let's open up a Clubhouse prefab because I don't want to go through the whole thing of making a thing. Alrighty. So there's the preview window, which I'll put off screen right now because you guys got it in the little, you guys have it in the bottom over here. Okay. Cool. So now we've got all of these things to play with over here. And we've got all this space. The heck? Oh, that's the camera. All right, let's import something. So now we've got this new little button over here, which I don't know if it either didn't work or if it didn't exist at all. In any case, now we can click on it. And we've got Moose. It always shows up so close to my face. Oh no, you're just huge. It's okay, I can scale you down. Okay. So let's see, where am I gonna put you? Oh yeah, you did export with pose in mind. All right, cool. Let's put you. Let's put you over here. So let's get a camera over here. This camera is looking where we kind of want it to. All right, let's make it go forward. It's forward. Oh, okay. I like that. And then I need to find out which display that is. That one. And then we can do a connected camera. Okay. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Okay. So now we go connected camera. Oh no, it's upside down. How do I flip that? Is it Z? There we go. All right, so now I'm, hey, over here. Hey, over here. Hi. And so that has been my foray into the new addition to this software. So I think it's cool. I just need to learn how animation works and how I do know how ragdoll physics work. Let me see if I can set that up real quick for y'all. Where was that cat bot? Always knocking stuff off. There, you. How did I frickin' do this before? I forgot. Yeah. Why can I no longer select the moose? Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, in any case, so that's kind of the idea in any case, is that I could have something silly like an avatar blocking my screen, and in order to get him out of the way, either I could trigger it or chat could trigger it and literally kind of just remove that guy by throwing a watermelon, or in this case, a baseball, I think, at him. Yeah, or like a jawbreaker looking kind of thing. So anyways, that's that. So we did a little bit of Unity. Didn't think that was going to happen. Then we learned a little bit more about this software. So did we go into Blender at all? No, but that could be something for tomorrow.